In this video, I sit down with Scott Suchard, new realtor and already a top producer. He has already made it to 4th top producer at eXp Realty Canada-wide and first on the list here in Ontario last month. Amazing results. I had a recent comment on one of my YouTube videos where I say that it's possible to get to 120,000 GCI in your first year as a brand new realtor. The person asked, is this realistic? The answer is yes. This is a super fun one. Let's find out his mindset, his approach, what he's doing to be so successful as a first-year agent here in Ontario. I'm Callum, eXp Realty real estate broker, and let's just dive right into it. Hey Scott, so we're getting into some great stuff, including your power rankings. It's new to the interviews. Everyone's loving these power rankings, so we'll get into that. But just super quickly, why real estate for you? And I know you are in London, Ontario, right?
That's correct. Yes, I'm in London, Ontario. I'm born and raised here, so it's a market that I'm very familiar with. So it makes sense that I stick around here and tap into my natural market. Real estate for me, quite simply, it just comes down to service. I'm a service-minded individual. Yeah, the properties are great. Love real estate in general, but for me, it comes down to people. It's a people business. I love helping people succeed through real estate, and that's my main driver.
Enter into a service industry like this with your background, or what made you quickly make that shift? Because it's a recent shift, right? Of like 7 months ago.
That's a good question. So, like to take it back, I served in the Army, right? So service. And then I transitioned into banking. So I was a branch manager at RBC, service there as well. But you also have the finance side of it. You have an exposure to finance, mortgages, right? So then seemed like kind of a natural transition into real estate. A friend of mine, he is at eXp, a friend and mentor. And he said, Scott, I think this is your calling. I think you should do real estate. And he kind of nudged me in that direction. And here I am in my 7th month now.
This combination of what you've had in your background, you are going to be able to help. And clearly you already are helping a ton of people. Okay, next question. I do talk to a ton of agents daily, and maybe this would be a good thing because they are getting their real estate license and sometimes they think about the market, right? They think about hesitation. Should I finish getting my real estate license now? Was this because you were only 7 months ago? What was your approach? Does the market matter to you?
Yeah, that's another great question because when I got into real estate, that's what everybody had told me was a down market, right? Don't do it. Stay at your job. You're not going to make any money, right? You got to wait until interest rates turn around, then maybe get into it. And yeah, so I had multiple people that are in the industry try to steer me away from the industry at the time, but I consider it to be a blessing to get into real estate when I did. If you look at, there's a lot of people that got their license during COVID, let's say, or pre-COVID, they're putting their licenses on hold now. There's a lot of people that don't have the practice management routines in order to be successful in all markets. Because it's a down market, well, it's not as busy, people say, right? There's a lot of people waiting on the sidelines. Well, if I'm able to be successful in this market, I'm able to be successful in any market. So I figure just jump in. I wouldn't be tentative, but it is situational. I understand that as well. So my advice first off would be do what's best for you, consult people who are in the business like us, and make a decision on your own.
On point. I couldn't agree more with the fact that you went to, markets go up and down. It's almost like if everyone got used to what it was for that second, or like in a whole grand scheme of things, that is only a second. I know it lasted for 10 years or whatever. Things go up and down. Everyone's going to experience this. And if you truly want to get in this industry long term, which you do, and I am, you're going to handle ups and downs. So almost get it over with, but clearly you're barely having any downs. Okay. Love that answer. I couldn't agree more. Let's get into kind of some fun stuff because your approach and your ability to converse, and I can tell that you're connecting with so many people, but it is still kind of like a marketing game a little bit, right? This industry, it's communication marketing game. So I kind of get into these social media or real estate social media and in-person power rankings, right? So if you can tell us first, because of course we talk about this stuff a lot in this channel and basically the entire internet does. Maybe go first social media. Which platforms do you love, right? And which ones do you think you should be putting more time into?
So platforms I love, I definitely always start with Instagram, right? It's a very widely used platform. There's an ability for ads, so you can collect leads from there. You can market your own listings through ads. You're going to get a lot of scrolls through there. You can hashtag certain areas, which then you have exposure in that area. So I feel like Instagram's a very useful tool. I am super new on my business page, so we're revamping that now. However, I think that's where I would spend most of my time. You've got business platforms, LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn's underutilized for real estate agents. So having a LinkedIn presence, everybody who uses LinkedIn is a professional. So you're going to attract a certain client through LinkedIn, I find. What I want to spend more time on would be YouTube. That's where I'm taking pointers from you because your YouTube presence is phenomenal. And I definitely need to put a lot more time into that. I'm not sure what the yield is from that, and I'm not sure what my game plan is for that, but that is my next step.
Okay, so love it because maybe you can circle back around Instagram as well because sometimes I always suggest just going with a platform you love or maybe what you're used to. And you even mentioned some stuff that you clearly did some research on and you know how to target, especially areas, right? Because you're going for areas and stuff like that. And then I love the LinkedIn approach, as in so that's more like B2B, not always B2B, of course, but like B2B. The thing about real estate is everyone's a client, right? Everyone wants to buy a house, right? So, and sometimes B2B, you can be more straightforward in your communication, right? It's almost like commercial sales type thing. You can be a bit more
Yep.
straightforward. So love that. You would crush it on YouTube. Holy smokes. And if I could, I'd love to help you after this as much as you
Thank
want,
you.
just give you anything you need because I just want your story, what you do, and connect with people. We talked about this just before. Literally just provide value, be yourself, and oh yeah, I'm here if needed, right? A couple CTAs per video. Oh man, you would absolutely crush it and it would grow fast. I'm just telling you. Okay, so we'll come maybe we'll talk on that afterwards. Okay.
Yeah, I'd love to help.
No, yeah, no problem. What also in person, because we know, man, we know in person's insane. As everyone talks about social media, and that's fun, and it can be so good. You have to duplicate yourself in social media because, like, right now, if you were on YouTube, think about Callum Moore. Like, there's like 250 Callum Moores working for me as I'm doing this meeting with you, right, on YouTube. You cannot beat that duplication. But of course,
Right.
while the duplication's happening, you're in the streets, you're working with people, right? So if you had another power rankings for your in person, so basically it could be, door knocking, cold calling, it could be drop offs, it could be social gatherings, it could be contacting your SOI, anything like that. What are you doing the most of, and what do you wish you were doing more of?
So I think you're right. It's very important we've talked about it. You got to go back to basics at this point, right? So unless you're a tenured agent, you have an existing client base where you're getting referrals and that's driving its own, then you have to get back to basics, right? We're doing open houses, right? We're doing cold calling expired listings, right? A lot of people aren't doing that. We're door knocking, right? Find an area, have a brochure, get out there, meet some people. You never know. The other thing is that yes, you have to have a good network, I think, in order to be successful. Doesn't have to be a large network, but you have to have a network that's willing to support you and your business and center of influences. I think a lot of emphasis has to go on center of influences. My very first client came from a center of influence. She's a mortgage broker at Dominion Lending. You find lawyers, accountants, mortgage brokers, right? You have a very professional center of influence and you feed off each other. And I think that's a good way to build your business.
And it's all about conversation. It's like a beautiful thing. It's like, yes, social media is there for us, but then realistically, we know, you and I both know that face to face and voice to voice conversations trump everything you do online. It's that simple in this industry when you're dealing with high ticket sales and you're dealing with people that is there sometimes biggest investment. Like the people in
Yes.
the entire world are like almost unbalanced in their portfolio. People we talk to have like way too much money almost invested in their house, and it is what it is in the world we live in. So they need to see you, like you, love you almost to let you sell their house. So face
Yeah.
to face and voice to voice trumps everything. Okay, cool, man. All
Yeah,
right.
and you said it right. Like you cannot build a rapport online,
You can not fast, and you can skip
right?
steps. You can do
Right.
it. You can through nice videos. You can do it longer with videos. They get to know you, and
For sure.
it's like 100 hours or something. If they've watched like X amount of hours of you, they know you type thing, and that works long term.
Right.
But short term, you can skip those steps.
Absolutely. You got to get out there. You have to speak to people person to person. At some point, you're going to do it. Some people aren't very comfortable with doing the door knocking, the cold calling, and whatnot. So I understand that. But if you can get comfortable doing stuff like that, get out of your comfort zone, I think it's going to benefit, your business,
Hardest thing, isn't it? Like it's like if you I say this analogy all the time. You clean the oven. Hardest job to clean the oven in the kitchen. After that, everything's easy, right? You start as a brand new agent, you start cold calling and door knocking, and other agents don't want to do this, right? You're now doing the hardest job. Everything's easy after that. It's how I usually
Right.
try to tell people. And there's
So true.
nothing better than confidence in this industry. Okay, awesome, man. I could talk about all this stuff forever. We'll keep it going for the sake of this video. Okay, so you're in the streets daily, obviously growing your business, but you are also here at eXp Realty, which is amazing. You're in Ontario at eXp Realty. What was your reason kind of for choosing eXp, and how has it been so far?
So for me, eXp was the only choice. Friend and mentor, he's with eXp. So it was a natural choice for me. And he's been great with, helping me through, paperwork, what to do, what to say. He's definitely mentoring me in those areas. So that's been super helpful to me. I do have connections at other brokerages, but I honestly didn't even entice it. Looking back on it, I'm definitely glad that I didn't go to another brokerage or even interview with another brokerage. eXp has so many benefits, as you know, right? We're looking at rev share. We're looking at passive income. We are looking at the fact that it's willable, right? Your business. That alone is worth $1 million, right? So I think eXp is the only choice if you are in real estate or getting into real estate. We're the largest, or sorry, is it the fastest growing brokerage that we are, right? Like I think we grew by like 5,000%.
Yeah, which is cool, which is cool. And Canada's only getting amazingly big. I'll put even a graphic on the screen right now of Canada growing, which is fantastic. Of course, we're 80 plus thousand worldwide, but I focus strictly Ontario, strictly Canada. I love that it's growing everywhere, and that's amazing for the stock and everything like that because international business getting to 500,000, a million agents, that's amazing for our stock as being equity owners. And I always just consider some of the stuff you said to be bonus, to tell you the truth. Okay, if a person joins the brokerage with you, you get money. That's fantastic. People join the brokerage with myself and my partner at Remax. You didn't get anything, if you know what I mean. It's just nice, amazing bonus that comes, and helping people isn't a you'll never get more pleasure from helping other agents and helping other people. And of course, having that invested interest, right? We're still in a business. But then even just the numbers make sense, even just like all the numbers of eXp, and that's always helps. That like when you
It
join
does.
and your splits and like you're on your way to icon, probably it's like these numbers, these incentives, the people, the growth. It's more like I find it's like if you only live once, and why not have more fun with your brokerage almost? Because like, okay, I now have what 12,000 dollars of stock in 3.5 years. Like that's crazy. Like you consider this money just to be bonus almost,
That's
right? Like
right.
it pays you 156 a month. It just starts to pay these things. So nothing like we would kind of get at Remax. So it's kind of like extra fun stuff and allows us to have conversations with each other to grow the business. Something I also didn't receive at other brokerages. It was a bit of a scarcity mindset, right? At other ones, right? Like if I made a sale, they didn't make a sale. You mean like it was competitive. It was a very competitive
Right.
market. Don't have that feeling anymore. And if you only live once, that's what I want out of a brokerage. Okay. Sorry, I
I
went
agree.
on a bit of a rant there.
No, no, I agree with everything you said for sure.
Okay, too good, too good. All right, awesome, man. All right, you know what? Let's just maybe quick, just because So my channel does get a lot of brand new agents, right? Almost kind of like, I know you've crushed it so far, but 7 months in, you're essentially brand new as well. What's a good question for them would be your first year, right? How could someone duplicate your success? It's like, if it's getting out there and talking to people as much as you do, basically, if it's going on social media, what would you suggest for someone starting today?
If you are starting today, I would focus a lot of my energy on the free sides of the business, right? It's free to have a social media page and get out there. It's free to have a YouTube. It's free to go to networking events and talk to people, right? Or minimal cost if you cost $5, right? You bring your business cards. But these are things that I would focus on. Your natural market is going to be your initial source of success or a center of influence, right? So I'd say really focus on doing the small things, get on social media, talk to as many people as possible, let everybody know that you're a real estate agent now. That's going to be key.
No, no secret
The
agent, no secret agent, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you have to get out there. You have to. So that's key. What else would I say to the new agent? I would probably say that don't be afraid to approach other agents either. So, does somebody need you to do an open house, right? Things that you think are not going to net you anything now, they will net you something in the long run.
Too good. You have to be thinking long term. It's almost like if you put yourself at an hourly rate and you have a desired hourly rate that you're going to get to, and then you take that time and divide it by the time you're working, just put yourself at like a $500 hourly rate now, because you're going to be eventually at 1,000. Like I try to get people into that mindset that it doesn't matter. Just put yourself in those scenarios where you meet a ton of people and it will grow, especially in our business. We know how it is, right? There is no legit hourly. Those checks come in bulk and sometimes sporadically. Okay.
Yeah.
Love it, man. All right. I think I could go on forever talking with you, but if anybody, right, if any agents, brokers, even soon to be agents are looking to connect with you, what's the best way?
First off, send me a DM. That's probably the easiest. So DM or email. If they reach out through Instagram or email, we can connect on the phone. I like to do stuff like this, maybe a Zoom call or a phone call, get a bit more personal. And I'm just like you. I'm definitely willing to help out anybody. Doesn't matter who you are, whether you're a prospective client, whether you're an existing agent, whether you're thinking about getting into real estate. I'd love to talk to everybody.
Love it. Love it. Perfect. We'll put all that information in the description below. You probably saw it up on the screen there, but you'll see it down in the description below. Scott, thanks so much for coming on. And I hope to talk to you soon and more often.
Thank you, Callum. I really appreciate you having me on.
Pleasure. Talk soon. Ciao.
Hey guys, I really hope you enjoyed that interview. If you are looking for more information on eXp Realty, you can DM, email, comment on this video. I get back to everyone, or book a one-on-one meeting with myself in the description below. I'll put a really good playlist as well that covers eXp Realty specifically here in Ontario if needed. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm Callum Moore, eXp Realty real estate broker, and we'll see you in the next one.